He recoiled the memories of his fight with a knight. The knight tell him he don't have talent for sword. He thought he hadn't heard it for a long time because he doesn't listen in the past and grew stronger with each fight. The knight looks at him and walks away. He returns to his base and tells his companion, whose name was Rem, to get up. Rem says he doesn't want to get up. He tells Rem that he has to train with him. And hearing this, Rem becomes happy. They start their training. Rem was proficient with an axe. As they begin to fight, he wants to draw a line he had seen before. Eventually, he sees the line as the attack is coming from there. He gets ready to attack, swings his sword in a straight line, and strikes at the neck. Rem was astonished to see this. He looked at his wound and felt that he had finally become faster than Rem. Rem stopped his bleeding and thought that his captain had found a way to swing his sword faster. He began to get serious. Rem thought of increasing his speed, but the captain couldn't understand Rem's words. Rem attacked him with more power and speed. He blocked the attack with his sword, stunned for a moment as the attack hit his shoulder hard. Rem swung his axe at his face. He slipped and fell to the ground, dodging the attack. He felt that his axe was sharp, but he was even sharper. They were both fighting with the intent to kill each other, smiling during the battle. After the fight, he began practicing with his sword. Suddenly, he realized something. Jackson attacked him with a dagger. He blocked the attack with his sword. Jackson told him that now he didn't need to train his eyes and ears. As Jackson was about to leave, he asked if that was all he wanted to say. He felt that he wasn't able to understand him at all. Jackson went behind him and attacked his throat. Jackson didn't move from his place at all. He realized that the attack was made with deadly intent. He had been told that if he couldn't predict the attack by his sight or hearing, he must understand the deadly intent. Once he realized this, he could open his sixth sense. Jackson decided to train him because it was in return for the dagger that had been taken. He got into his fighting stance as he always stayed in a learning mode. He found it very enjoyable to become stronger. He began to teach him to master it, advising him not to rely only on his perception, but to keep all his senses alert and engage in frequent battles. In this way, he could also understand the enemy's intention. He began to predict where the enemy was coming from, but Jackson said that he wouldn't be able to understand it so easily at the beginning. However, as he continued his training, his sixth sense would also open up. Night came and they returned to their camp where he was sharpening his sword. Rem noticed that Encred looked a bit different. Encred told them perhaps he had become more muscular. Rem said it wasn't so, while Loudon mentioned that he was smiling more. Ranga thought it wasn't just that, and Kreis suggested that the captain looked crazier than usual. They all agreed with Kreis, and Encred said that he was the most normal among them, as they couldn't understand it. He had begun to sleep. The animal had climbed onto Encred's bed. Rem asked if his captain's scent was like meat or something else. They didn't know that this animal was once a human and had been cursed. She came to him and sat on his body, wondering if he was training enough to die every day. If he died, no one could break his curse. She looked at his clothes, placed her foot on them, and cast a spell. The next day, he began his training again. In the morning, he trained himself. Then in the evening, trained with his companions and meditated later on. He had started his training continuously. His companions were there observing the training. They all didn't understand what was going on with him. They thought he hadn't changed at all. They were all as confused as ever, because he always improved in just one day. They also thought he was talented. They didn't know that if he died, he would live the same day over and over again until he completed his task. As he wasn't improving at all, they advised him to take on a mission, thinking maybe he could improve by hunting a monster or an animal. He went to the mission board to pick up a mission, thinking that they were all pushing him for more real experience. He too realized that he wasn't improving at all. There are many missions, and he doesn't know which mission is best for his training. Since he wasn't selecting any mission, a man approached him and asked if he wanted to take the mission suggested by him. He was confused by the mission page. He had to investigate a shoemaker's basement. Today's episode has ended. See you all in the next episode. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe to my channel.